All right, guys, welcome back to Remotely Wasted. We're here. We got a lot of different things to discuss. We'll be discussing like our game of the week, best performances by a team, worst performance by a team, player of the week, worst player of the week, and then our Heisman top five. We'll probably maybe also take a look into next week and maybe recap a little bit of week three. But we're going to start with game of the week, which I believe we both have the same game of the week, which is USC versus Michigan, which is a very good,
This game
kind of
was
like a
a
defensive battle.
this was kind of a barn burner almost. Like coming to this game, like I thought USC was gonna blow the doors off Michigan. I think I'd said that week two. I was like, USC is gonna cook them. After seeing what USC did to LSU and how good the offense was looking, defense looked good. I was like, okay, USC's defense is gonna be able to hold Michigan and then score kind of almost at will. Fuck no. It was the complete opposite. USC didn't get nothing going till the third quarter. Uh, the play calling was honestly kind of bad. It was just very predictable. They was trying to run the ball, they couldn't. They wasn't really opening up the passing. It was just kind of like them small, like screen,
Yeah,
wide receiver screens, halfback screens, like short passes. They wasn't trying to go deep. That's also attributed to them shutting down the run. So, you can't really pass. We spoke on that in our last episode. You shut down the run, offense is cooked, for most offenses. But hats off to Michigan, man. This win I think saved their season. This honestly saved their chances for a Big Ten championship, saved their chances for a playoff spot. I think if
hmm
they lost this game, I think their season, I don't say it was over, but like very likely. 'Cause I can't see Michigan beat Ohio State. So say they lost this game, right? They've already lost to Texas. So it's not a conference game. Doesn't necessarily matter, but could come into play if they don't win the Big Ten.
yep,
Say they lose this game, there's a Big Ten loss. Could potentially lose to Illinois. You got Oregon and then Ohio State. So like that's three potential losses in the Big Ten. This game saved their season
absolutely. And honestly, this was a great performance by Michigan's defense and
for
their running
sure.
game. Their running game was
Oh my God.
very good. USC, they're just kind of soft. Like that's the best way I could describe them. They're better than last year for sure.
Yeah, I'll give them some credit. The defense did hold up for the most part. They were making tackles. They were doing definitely a lot better than last year. Like last year, they was just arm tackles and like it was sloppy. It was so bad. They couldn't stop shit. This game, like they was doing okay. Like the run was cooking them, but like they was doing all right. A lot better than probably they should have. Not as good as I thought they were gonna be, but USC is not bad. I'll say that USC is not bad. Their season's not over.
Yeah, they I think they still have a pathway to the playoffs. Like very easily could make the playoffs.
Wisconsin winnable win. They could beat
Winnable.
Minnesota. Like they can beat all these teams.
Their schedule really isn't that tough,
No,
honestly.
but this is a great game. Fantastic game.
Yeah, I thought it was the most entertaining game of the weekend. So going forward to best performance of the week, I went with James Madison, which I know their defense didn't play great, but for me, anytime you score 70 points on a fucking
Ah,
a power five school,
yeah.
like that's pretty crazy. James Madison went in. Their quarterback had like I don't know, like six touchdowns or something fucking stupid like that. Uh, I mean, like
This game's crazy. That's
you
that's
barely see
nuts.
you barely see one Power Five team do this to another Power Five team, let alone a team that's not in the Power Five. Um,
388, 5 touchdowns, 99 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Man went stupid on him. He should be
James
player of the week.
Madison is like I feel like maybe they could be one of the group of five teams that makes the
I
playoffs.
I
Like
forgot about James Madison. I thought they had lost already, but because James Madison was like right there last year. Like they was really good last year. Um Oh, like they absolutely shit on North Carolina. Five
Their
turnovers.
defense does suck though. I will say their defense sucks.
They forced five turnovers. What was that? Two
Yeah,
interceptions
I
and
guess
probably
that's
probably
true. I
three
guess that's true.
fumbles.
But as far as like points and yardage, they're giving up a lot.
Pick six there. Block punt touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're an all around solid team. Had a very good offensive
Block punt
performance.
touchdown.
Special teams looks really good. That's like
Like
two
what the
different blocks.
fuck? I'd be sick if I was a North Carolina fan and
North
Mac.
Carolina's cooked.
Yeah, Mac Brown. He's probably gonna be fired or like go after
He
the
should
end of
just
the year.
retire. Like
Like
he's so fucking old. Like just retire, dude.
yeah. Great games by James Madison. 70 points is crazy work, but also giving up 50 is not like super great. So like
Yeah, it's like
I mean, if you could do this every game, cool. But against, better defenses, like if you're giving up that much, it's not looking great for you. Like, I mean, what do they got? Win, win, win. They probably win all these games, honestly.
that it was
They
just weird
should.
as
They should.
the previous week, who the fuck is Gardner Webb and why did they barely beat them? Like like what the fuck?
0-2. Defense came up. Maybe they finally let the quarterback go. I don't know. They went through 22 times. Ah, who knows? But their leading rushers also their leading receivers at the running back. I
And
guess
that see that's never
they
good.
forced two turnovers that game too, but the time of possession's not good. So I don't know. I'm optimistic for them. I hope they're able to do it, but who knows? We'll keep an eye on James Madison. James Madison's one of our
This was one of my considerations for best performance of the
I
week
see. I only
was
went with this
Utah.
because it's semi off the beaten path.
No Cam Rising, very impressive.
That was a leading reason for me to pick them.
You know the
You know,
quarterback was Zach Wilson's brother.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, that's who their backup is. Yeah,
I mean, that's cool. He did throw two interceptions, but
hey, just like his brother.
yeah. Um, yeah, no, Cam Rising's that's a big hurdle to overcome for this team. Like Cam Rising is Utah. Uh, last year they weren't able to really do anything without Cam Rising. Their defense is insane. I like Utah a lot.
I love Utah.
I liked Utah a lot last year, and I was like really high on them. This year I like Utah still. I'd hitch my wagon to them too, right along with Ole Miss and Tennessee. So, yeah, not winning without Cam Rising is a big deal for Utah, and then going on the road and beating Oklahoma State and Stillwater. Like Stillwater's not an easy place to play.
No,
Like the
it's very loud and the way they have it set up, like just the way it's enclosed, it's like the sound bounces off like
yeah,
the walls basically.
it's a nice stadium. Those fans are rabid. They're rabid fans.
And they have those
They-
paddles, and
Yeah,
like
these fans never win shit, and they're still selling out the stadium. And they still show up, and they still root for this team. Like Oklahoma State fans are pretty diehard. Um, and this is their first time playing. Probably his first time playing Utah at home. I could be
yeah,
wrong.
I
I'm
don't.
probably wrong, but
Have you seen that?
just
Speaking
guessing.
of Cam Rising, have you seen that picture of like Cam Rising when he recruited or when he went to Texas and Arch Manning at the same like year, and Arch Manning was like a little kid basically. Like
No,
he
Cam
was
Rising's
like
been in college forever. It
Arch
feels like
Manning was like 11 or 12. Like
that's crazy. Like looking at this, like this should be a blowout. So I mean, you gotta give Oklahoma State some credit. They was able to somehow almost win this game. I mean, they were down what 22-3. I was able to bring it almost all the way back. Yeah, they could have won this game. They had a minute 47 if they was able to maybe get an onside kick here. Like, and I don't know, it's not super likely, but crazier things happen in college football. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Oklahoma State, but it's they kind of do it to themselves. Bowman
fuck
throw it.
them.
They have shitty quarterbacks like all the fucking time. They have very turnover prone quarterbacks. They've had Spencer Sanders for like the last couple years, very turnover prone. They're just like a quarterback away. Like it's a lot of these teams that kind of like right here on this like second to third tier. They just need a quarterback to really jump them up because Oklahoma State has solid defense a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Just need a
they
quarterback.
usually have a good defense. Offense, they usually have good skill position players like Ollie Gordon right now, but they've had like Des Bryant, Justin Blackman,
Chuba Hubbard.
yeah, they've had very good skill position players. Mike Gundy, I don't know if he calls the offense. I don't think he does, but he's obviously like an offensive guy, has a lot of input. I think Oklahoma State, like, I don't know if you can't beat Utah without Cam Rising. I don't know where you go from here.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. They mean
maybe,
who fucking knows this game? But like at this rate, they're not beating BYU. Baylor almost beat Colorado, and then you got Colorado like at Colorado. Like Oklahoma State season's over, I think.
yeah.
Utah, Arizona looks very beatable. It's a win, win, win. We'll see. I know these last four games are like really tough on
Pretty tough.
Big 12 standards. So I said that in the last episode. The Big 12 is just it's a kill house. They just beat the shit out of each other, and it's very hard to, win out.
It's
Like
tough.
even with like OU and Texas in the Big 12, like that's two powerhouse programs. Like even those two schools aren't like going undefeated every year.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's
it never really happened.
you're dropping a game here and there sometimes. And it's usually some random fucking school. It'd be like a 4-win Texas Tech on a Friday night, and you're like, we're undefeated. And it's a fucking shootout. You got goddamn Pat Mahomes on the team, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, something like, I mean, like you guys did win that game, but like those are some scenarios of
That's shit
teams
that
you run
happens in the
into.
Big 12.
It's just crazy. Like you're like, all right, we're 6-0, and we're looking real fucking good. Defense is stout, offense is unstoppable, and then you run into a 2-win team, and they got the they got an NFL defense that day, and you're like, ah, okay, but
Speaking of the Big 12, going into worst performance, I got K-State getting
same.
getting destroyed by by BYU.
I
One thing
got also Avery Johnson as my worst performance by a player.
I would have had him, and he was what when I said I had a lot to discuss about Kansas State. Kansas State did the exact shit the OU did. You ran Will Howard off because you paid this guy a shit ton of fucking money to come there. And I'm not saying he's terrible. He could be good. He looks
This
better.
dude's supposed to be great.
But y'all had Will Howard, who's cooking it at Ohio State. I'm not sold on him yet, but I would say he's better than Johnson, like at this point in his career.
They're both
Um,
mobile quarterbacks.
like you guys ran off a proven guy for a guy in they gave this guy like a purple Lambo or some fucking stupid shit, or Ferrari or something. Like
Yeah, that's
he's
bad
getting all
luck.
this fucking money, like $800,000 or some shit to play there. It's just
Last game he tore it up. He went crazy last game. This
he's shown
game
potential though. He's shown a lot of
he
potential.
does. I want to say he's like a sophomore maybe.
I think
Yeah.
he's a sophomore.
So, and last year he sat behind Will Howard. So like this is his first year starting. So this be a down year for K-State unless he can figure it out. But like if
They
BYU is
struggled
this
against
good,
Tulane.
Tulane's just good though. But Oklahoma State will be a great game. You got this the schedule like these teams are like good and bad at the same time. Like we just said that about Utah and Oklahoma State. Like they all have the same fucking schedule. We said this I think week 1 when we looked at the Big
Yeah,
12.
and
Every team plays the same teams. Like these it's crazy.
I would say West Virginia, they're not a good team, but West Virginia is a very tough place to play. That's a
Yeah.
that very passionate fan base.
Yup. BYU, man. Like this is crazy. They had more yards. Yeah, turnovers that'll do you in right there. Um Fumble return for touchdown. That probably moved the momentum in the other direction, and they just didn't let it go.
Tough, tough night for Kansas State. I mean,
I like Kansas State too.
I don't because
I,
they're
I
they're
like
one of
Kansas
those trap
State.
teams that just like always
They
beat us.
are.
My first ever OU game I attended in person, they fucking beat us. Like, I just have bad memories with K State. But I do like Avery Johnson. I don't think he's like a bust like Jackson Arnold, but
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think maybe it would have been better to maybe have redshirted him last year and then kept Will Howard another year.
Yep.
That seemed like just the common sense thing to do, but in this age of NIL and shit, common sense is just out the fucking window. So college football's in a weird fucking place.
I don't
I
think it's
don't
in a
know.
good place.
I don't think I like it. Like I like, I still like the atmosphere, and I still prefer college football to NFL obviously, but there's just things about it that are just like kind of ruining things. Just like they're not like what they used to be.
I will
Uh
say like the college football landscape seems a lot more even. You know,
mhm.
like the I want to say the lower tier teams, but like the that middle tier is kind of like, so you got the Alabamas and the Georgias, and then you got like the second tiers like the Tennessee, Ole Misses, and then you got like this third tier, which could potentially be like K-State and BYU. It's feel like it's kind of like maybe closed a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like this year, like I don't know if there's gonna be any undefeated teams. Like it doesn't feel like there's
Maybe
going to be.
maybe one or two, maybe. I don't know. Like and then like the schedules like are crazy this year. Like you look at team schedules and you're like, who fucking made this? Like especially the SEC schedules. It's like, ugh, it's bad. But then some teams absolutely like got blessed up.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a crazy year, and yeah, I'm here for it. It's I ain't got a horse in the race anymore, so fuck everybody.
it's just like this is also probably like I wouldn't say the most important year in college football, but it's the biggest changes we've ever seen. Like huge conference realignment happened,
Yo,
12 team playoff, NIL is going crazy. Like it's just in a place we've never seen it go. I think maybe once we get used to it, it won't be so bad, but it's just so different from what it's been the past 100 years. Like it's just
I'm just hoping for like come playoff time, a single upset, just one. Like I want one team to lose to a team that they should not lose to. You're like, okay, this is why we made the 12 team playoff for this reason.
yeah.
If it's ultimately ends up being the same team to like same matchup in the championship that would be if you was rocking the BCS or the 14 playoff, it's gonna be like everybody's gonna be like, well, we didn't fucking need to make it 12. Like this is why, because these teams fucking suck. So I'm hoping I'm just hoping it's something, some sort of upset, or at least make it close, like okay, this team showed up, any given Saturday.
Yeah, hey, it'd be fucking cool if we could just see something a little bit different at the end of the
Yeah.
season. Um, Going forward, player of the week, I had Blake Horvath, Navy quarterback.
Okay.
Um, he like I'm very impressed with Navy so far. Like I'm normally like normally the military teams aren't that good, um, but this guy's pretty fucking solid. He had a that's just his passing. He rushed for like 4 touchdowns and 211 on
And
top of
they don't even
throwing.
run the triple option anymore. So it's like normally this would be like 40 and you'd have like 300 here, but and Memphis Memphis did just beat us last week.
They're a
So
good team. They're a
they
very good
beat
team.
Florida State. I mean, granted, Florida State's one of the worst teams in the country, but it is a Power Five school, so
I would love to
uh,
see Navy as like the 12th like team. You know
that'd
what
be
I mean? Like the
sweet.
group of five. Like
That'd be
that'd be.
so cool. That would mean like that would mean so fucking much to these dudes on this Navy team. Like,
Bro, imagine Army and Navy meeting something at the end of the year too. Like that. Like that had stakes at the end of the season.
oh,
Because that's a
that
great.
get
That's a great game with no stakes.
that would be
Like
like game day would be there. Like, I mean, I think game day sometimes ends up at those that matchup, but that'd be sick. And like these dudes, like the 99.9% of the players on these like military schools have no shot making it to the NFL. Because like they have to either fulfill their like obligation to the military, or I think they can get like maybe a waiver to like
I think if you get drafted, they'll let you go.
yeah. So
They'll
like,
be like you don't have to do the
but then you have to
military.
contemplate it. Like, okay, how high am I getting drafted? Like, am I even gonna be able to play? Like,
Yeah, like
is it
is this
worth it?
worth my entire military career to like
Like at this
A
point,
practice
like
squad or
this dude's a
something.
fucking junior in the academy. Like that's a lot of fucking time and effort. And this dude has the number one QBR in the country.
Like this one, I'm excited about this
What?
name. I'm excited about this
Uh,
team. Like
like they're probably gonna beat the dog shit of the UAB. Who's Navy play this year? Okay, they beat UAB probably. They're probably gonna beat the dog shit of the Air Force. I'm excited for this game. If they can beat Notre Dame, okay, they could beat. They'll probably end up losing the fight. They'll be like undefeated and probably lose to Army or something and ruin their year. But like,
because I mean that's such a rivalry. You know,
yeah,
like,
if this dude's that good, like, sure, I don't see why they can't beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame looks very fragile.
if they
So,
beat
and then
Notre Dame, they might be the team I'm pulling for. You know, like the rest of the way. Like
yeah, I I mean, what time is this game at? 11? There's we'll look at the schedule later on, but if there ain't any other good games on 11, I'll tune into this guy, see what he's looking like. But I went to Mullings. Like
he had a hell of a game.
this man won the game for Michigan. That last run that he broke lost me money. But that man, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, for those of you, well, I guess
Oh,
for everybody well listening, I ran the Dollar General during this game because OU was about to play. But Jaden was like, should I cash out on my bet?" And I was like, "I think USC could hold unless they break off a big run." And then I'm at Dollar General, and Jaden's just like, "I can't believe it." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? I'm not watching." And he was like, "They broke off a big run for a touchdown." I was like, "God
it wasn't for a
damn!"
touchdown. He broke like a 63
But
yard
it was
run on like
huge.
the
Like it
last
was something
drive
crazy. Yeah.
to get him into the red zone. And like in this game, it was this last drive. This fucking drive right here. So they got the ball back with like 6 minutes and some change, and then they're going. USC's kind of like letting up a little bit, but there was it didn't seem like they was gonna make it. This man just fucking breaks a big run for like I think it was like 63, 67 yards. He broke like he got tackled by two people and like spun out of it. And I was like sick to my stomach. I was like, there's no fucking way you just let that happen. It was like the gods had just spit on me. And this man single-handedly won this game for them. 159, two touchdowns. Like, ugh. Might have saved Michigan's season. It's frustrating, but like I gotta hand it to him. The man went stupid.
No, honestly, he's looking like he's probably the new number one back here in uh here in Michigan. So for worst player, Jaden had Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
For my worst player, go watch our video where we do like the top six and all that shit because it's Jackson Arnold and I go in on him in that video. So he's definitely my worst player.
It was
Um,
I really
see
wanted to
that
go that I
video.
wanted to go with him, but I was like, I figured you was gonna go that
Well,
way.
he went
So
7 for 16 for 54 yards, interception, two fumbles. So I mean, like
I
it was
mean,
atrocious.
it's not too far off from Avery Johnson. Two interceptions for
Yeah,
130. He did run for 74 yards, but wasn't enough. Motherfucker scored 9 points. So he trash. Um,
he's shown like, but also if you look at, he has not eclipsed 200 passing yards this season. That's not a good sign. Like, because I mean, like especially that first game, you should be throwing 300 yards like against whoever the fuck that is. Like,
I think they're just running the ball a lot with the running backs.
yeah, I mean that might be what it is. Maybe Kansas State is not like historically like a crazy passing school. They're kind of balanced. They're pretty balanced
Yeah,
offense.
mostly defense oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll roll into our Heisman top five. I have mine in order this time.
Oh, cool. I have Jalen Miller at five.
Hey,
That's
me
the
too.
he's rushing like pretty fucking good. He has like what six rushing touchdowns, and I don't know six like four or
Um,
something like that. Like
yeah, he's got
six, yeah.
six rushing touchdowns, 8 passing
Zero
touchdowns,
interceptions.
solid QBR. I mean, he's not really throwing for a lot of yards. Like, I mean, like these two games, like he should. I mean, he only had 9 attempts though for 200. Like,
He probably got pulled at half.
he did, but and then USF they did struggle for a while. So that's kind of what happened here. But you would think against like these teams he'd be. I honestly I don't see him winning the Heisman unless his rushing stats just are kind of a little bit more. He's gonna have like a Jaden Daniels type year.
I would say his first shot at a Heisman moment is this weekend against Georgia.
Yeah,
That's his first shot at a Heisman moment.
if he comes in and just stomps Georgia out, passing, rushing, yeah, that'll probably push him up into like one range, maybe two. Um, they're probably gonna have to go undefeated, maybe one loss for him to win, and he's gonna have
Yeah.
to s- probably maintain this or like a tad higher.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
mean, there's a reason we have him at five. It's because like he does have a shot, but at this point, it's a long shot, in my opinion.
I think so, yeah. He's got the talent to do it for sure. He's just like I don't know. It seems like he's a little I won't say slower this year, but like he's just like a little.
He's also not the flashiest player in the world. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't
No,
wow you, but he's always very, very solid.
he's deadly as fuck though. Jalen
Um,
Milrow's good.
he's good. Going forward to number four, I had Shador Sanders. He's already pushing 1,400 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, two interceptions, a rushing touchdown.
I don't have Shador
Um,
on my list. I don't think
the Hail Mary just holy shit.
his stats are kind of nuts, but like I just his record's not gonna be there.
That's why
They're they're
I
gonna
don't have him that high.
they're gonna lose more games. Their defense sucks again. They're giving up points. They're what's this three on a shootout? They blew out Colorado State. They got kind of blown out by Nebraska, and then they had a shootout with North Dakota State.
Honestly, they got pretty lucky against Baylor as well. Like a
Oh,
he
100%.
needed a fucking Hail Mary and like a fumble out the end zone.
Yeah, they got
Granted, Travis Hunter like kind of forced it, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna win enough. Like I think his stats are gonna be like astronomical,
yeah.
but I don't think they're gonna win enough.
If voters don't give a shit about record, which is highly possible because it is Shador, this Colorado team has so much media on them. Like, if they can finish like maybe 500, maybe 6, 7 wins, I think he could maybe win it. He'll probably get invited.
I think he'll definitely be at the ceremony,
It's just
probably.
so hard to like give it to a team like a quarter. Like it's like okay, why can't he just win these games for them? Like what the fuck happened here? Well, why could he not? Why could they only score 10 points?
I kind of question
Oh,
his
I fucking
leadership, the way
I cannot stand him this year. I like Shador, but like this year, like he's kind of a punk.
he's just been throwing his O line under the bus, which they do suck, but that's not what you'd say to the public. Like that's
Yeah.
something you keep in house. That's something you tell them to in the locker room,
Yep.
amongst your friends and stuff, private conversations. But you don't go to the media and trash your teammates. I just don't see a world where that's acceptable at all.
I agree.
Uh,
Four. I got Travis Hunter.
Colorado for
Like, I mean,
he's a fucking dog. Like imagine if he was on Florida State. Imagine that. Like
he could have been.
no, he's honestly he might be the best player I've ever seen. Like all
He's
around.
not doing like anything super crazy on like either side of the ball, but like altogether, it's like he's he's the complete deal if you want a two-way player. Like, granted, if he goes to the NFL, but he probably not gonna play both ways. It depends what team drafts him. Like,
Giants are like kind of the favorite to draft him right
we
now.
don't need him. Please don't take him. He's
Hey,
we're gonna ruin him.
play him on both sides.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We need him, but like, he's over 100 yards all 4 games. He's got 5 touchdowns receiving. I don't know why the fuck this is even here, but
There's not a single like rushing attempt.
I don't know why his defensive stats aren't on here, but like, yeah, that fumble at the goal line, like, kind of made people like, oh, okay. And he is pretty good as a cornerback. Like I wouldn't say he's like locked down, but like he's solid. You can beat him. Like go back to that Stanford game last year. He got
You
completely
could cook him on
bullied.
short yardage like because that dude was just like slant, slant,
Yeah.
slant, slant. Like
If
because
you have a
he's not
bigger,
that strong, only
yeah.
185.
If
Like
you have a bigger like a Mike Evans type like build, like you can beat him, but he's very fucking fast. I don't really think you're beating him deep too often. So just overall, he's good. If he can keep this up, like, and just the fact that he's playing both sides really gives him like bonus points. He's on that Colorado media hype train team. So
I think unlike Shador, I think he's actually a great leader. Like everything I've seen of him,
yeah,
he's a great
he
kid.
seems like a good kid. Yeah.
He doesn't do like he's like I don't party. All I do is work out,
You know,
go to school and play video games. Like
he lets his play talk fun. He does talk some trash on the field a little
on
bit,
the field, yeah.
which is cool. But I mean, if you're backing it up, go for it, dude. Talk your shit. So I like Travis Hunter a lot.
I got a oh boy, is it Genty or I think I'm calling him Genty.
I
I
think it's
haven't really
Gianti.
Gianti. That's who I have. That who you have at number three as well.
Yep.
He's having a hell of a year.
I wish he'd have scored some touchdowns this week. That's why I moved. I had him one. Um, but I mean, the dude's he's going crazy. He's
He's
averaging,
averaging a first down a carry. Like that's
yeah.
crazy.
He's got a 56 yards, 586 or 56 carries, 586 yards, averaging 10 and a half. Yeah, like you said, first down, nine
First down
touchdowns.
every time he touches the ball.
He is slightly falling behind on the touchdown category, but like if he just didn't get any of this last game. Um, he's not even a receiving back, no fumbles. Like this dude's a fucking beast. He's got like that like Kareem Hunt vibe coming out of Toledo. Like
Mm.
whoever this dude goes to, if they have a semi decent line, like I'm picking this dude up in fantasy football. I think he'd go stupid. Like he's good. He's good. I think he's going to the league this year for sure.
Yeah, and I mean,
If he keeps this up,
I would say the only thing I think could go hold against them is maybe they lose more games, like
yeah.
because that they're already a small school, which kind of puts them at a disadvantage. If they lose a couple more games, he's
I
probably
mean,
out of
they've
it.
only lost to Oregon, and they almost beat Oregon.
That is true,
They
and I
they should
mean
have beat Oregon. Oregon got fucking lucky.
they
So
should win every single game left, and maybe UNLV. That's a pretty tough one.
yeah,
Um,
I don't see why they don't win out. Yeah, UNLV, like you said, is the Washington State is 4-0. If they beat them, Utah State's ass with Spencer Petras. That dude's a fucking bum.
I can't believe
I'd
he's still playing. I thought he was done.
I'd fight Spencer Petras in a Dollar General parking lot. Hawaii sucks. San Diego State's trash. Nevada's trash. San Jose State trash. Wyoming's trash. Oregon
Yeah,
State's
they're not good this
trash.
year.
This man should have 2,000 yards by the end of the year. I mean,
We
at this rate, he's got what 503. So say he does another 503, that's 1,000. Another 503, that's 1,500. 2,000.
quite honestly, like I'm kind of with you, where I'm ready to see somebody that's not a quarterback, bringing home the Heisman.
And shit, I
Um,
hope it's him or Travis Hunter at this point,
and
because
Boise
everybody
State,
else is quarterbacks.
yeah, and Boise State's never had a winner before. That'd be very
No,
cool.
would be sick. I love this dude. I like him a lot.
Going to number two, probably our one and two is the same. I got Jackson Dart at number two.
Me too.
Um,
Cam Ward won.
yeah, Cam Moore number one,
I
and they're
mean,
neck to me. They're actually a lot closer. Like they're neck and neck to me.
they both have played nobody. I mean, Cam Ward has two more touchdowns. Jackson Dart has what 100 more yards roughly. Cam Ward has a slightly better QBR. A tad more than slightly, but he's only behind the Navy guy. So I'm fucking out.
That's insane.
I want to say Jackson Dart has probably like more passing attempts. What does he got? 119. No, actually, he doesn't.
I think honestly, they're similar on interceptions right now, but like just eye test, Cam Ward just seems a little bit more careless with the ball.
Yeah,
Um,
that was just not coming into Miami's. I think he's got the most turnovers in college, for at least for a quarterback coming into this year. He fumbles the ball a good bit, but that's really only going to come into play when they're playing like probably good defensive lines, and he's just kind of loose with it.
I would say if like they're let's say they're both similar, let's say they're both playoff teams going in the Heisman, and they're both like similar stats. I feel like just because Cam Ward's at Miami, which is a bigger school, he'll probably get it.
Yeah, I think he
Um,
does have a lot more hype behind him. Miami's
yeah,
back. They're undefeated. This week is both of these teams like first real challenge. But Kentucky's 2-2, Virginia Tech's 2-2. I think are they both at home? Yeah, they're both at home. So like, Kentucky's probably got the better defense, but like Virginia Tech was also like one of the favorites to win the ACC. So like, they're supposed to be a good team. We'll see. Maybe they've just been playing down to their competition, and they're playing a good team. Maybe they show up and show out. Same with Kentucky, like they did against Georgia. Um, you know, if Jackson Dart comes in here and beats the fuck out of Kentucky, like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Georgia won by like 1 point.
Do you think it's too early to say this is a three-man race? Because it's kind of starting to feel like it's gonna be between
Cam
the
Jackson
and
and Gianci.
Gianti. Yeah, that's
I
kind
think
of
it's
what
a
it's looking like.
I think it's a tad early, but they are slowly kind of pulling. But like
Yeah.
you do have Travis Hunter kind of like creeped back up into that mix after this game.
Yeah,
He
and
did.
if Milrow does have a good game against Georgia, he's probably sliding up pretty close to the top.
Yeah, his stats might not matter if he's got those like big key wins. Who knows?
It's like it's a little early. Like there's still guys that were, like if they
I'd
have
say
some
it's
big
these
games,
six probably. Shador's sitting there. I had Quinn Ewers up there, but he missed a game. He might miss another game. That might knock him out. Who else could potentially?
I still got Dylan Gabriel because he's averaging 300.
Tennessee's quarterbacks creeping up into the mix, especially with that big win at OU, but he didn't have really a great statistical game. He didn't throw for a lot. He didn't do too much, but they did win. Um, yeah, Dylan Gabriel, nobody's really talking about him.
They need like some signature wins before he really gets on the radar.
One of Michigan's running backs could potentially creep up in there if they go crazy, but I think that's probably it. Cade
Yeah,
Klubnik might creep up there
mm,
if he keeps going on the pace he's going because he is kind of going crazy.
yeah.
I think
It's
that's it.
slowly
That's probably like
narrowing.
them eight. I don't think anybody outside like those eight.
Yeah, because normally, at the beginning of the season, it's probably like 15, 20 guys. I feel like it's slowly just narrowing
Yeah,
down each week.
I agree. You have any new additions for coaches in the hot seat?
So I have obviously typical, like, Ryan Day, I said he's staying at 5 until the Michigan
Yeah,
game.
he's
I
still in there for me.
Dave Aranda at Baylor,
I
just
I did I did add him to my list this week.
Jay Norvell at Colorado State. I was expecting Colorado State to be a lot better.
I was too,
Um,
yeah.
he's not done well. I have Mike Norvell at number 2 and then Billy Napier at number 1.
Yeah, I still got Ryan Day, Brian Kelly at LSU. Dabo's still sitting on there for me. Billy Napier. I still have Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman. I know it's the second year, but losing to Northern Illinois, I feel like they kind of squeaked out this last win. They
Yeah,
could lose
what I
more
said
games.
when you got up earlier, because I was discussing that, is that I think Marcus Freeman's like he's in a similar situation to Venables where he needs to get the right offensive guy because I
Yeah,
think
they
he's more
keep
of a
going after these
defensive guy
mercenary quarterbacks.
and he needs
They
to
gotta recruit somebody.
yeah, he needs a better OC and he needs a better quarterback, and if he can't get that done, he's
Yeah,
not
he's
gonna
done.
last.
Yeah, I added Brent Pry from Virginia Tech.
This is supposed to be a good year for them. You need
Like I said, yeah, they were one of the favorites to win the ACC, and they're 2-2 right now. So they are not what they should be. So he's on there.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're at the point where I think Billy Napier's for sure just gonna get fired. I don't see where they're gonna let him ride the whole season because why would you want to?
Yeah,
Because I think if a coach gets fired mid-season, can't ever like the players automatically enter the portal like right then and there.
I don't know about that. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
remember. I don't remember if that's a thing or not, but like I would assume like if that is a thing, they're all just gonna jump.
Probably,
So and then you wouldn't want to just throw a new coach in, like or an interim coach the whole rest of the way. Let
especially with
them
that schedule. Like,
just let
you,
them play it out. Is
who knows? They could give him a pass because the schedule is so brutal. Like there's probably not that many teams that are making it through that schedule,
yeah.
and or head coaches. So they might give him a pass, but I know a lot of people on that Florida side, like for the fans side, anyways, are like, gotta get rid of him.
I think that's why he's gonna lose his job because the fan base has just lost their patience with him.
Yeah, I mean, if this was his first year, sure, cool. Schedule's tough, but this is not his first year.
Yeah,
He's
it's like
had
year three or something.
Yeah, he's had some time. He should have a team that's competent. Yeah, he's not got a starting quarterback. They are I think they're running with the lag way, so
They've
but
been playing both. They've been doing that weird two,
yeah,
running two quarterbacks, Mertz
that's what we
and
should be
Wagner.
fucking doing, but fuck us, right? Well, we'll hop into last week. We'll kind of recap what happened last week since we missed that one. Last week wasn't too crazy. Um
This is
this game was kind of crazy. South Alabama has been just blowing people's doors off. I think before this they scored like I want to say like 80 or something crazy. And then this
yeah.
game, I think they did they end this game early?
I don't know.
I feel like there's been this like mercy rule thing going on. Like they've been shortened in the fourth quarter and shit.
Is this a? I think this is actually like this week, like the week we just covered.
Is it?
Yeah, because week three is the one we
Yeah, yeah,
missed.
yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
87 to 10. They beat the dog piss out of them.
Yeah, because we missed this week.
Yeah.
I was sick. Jade had some things going on, so we didn't have a week three episode. So we're not gonna go all into super detail, just like kind of
Yeah.
give our brief thoughts. Um,
K-State beat fucking Arizona, man. I don't know.
I'm so
They,
disappointed in them.
Fafita and McMillan are like doing okay, but not what we thought Fafita was gonna be.
I think the coach probably scavenged everything besides them too.
I agree.
Let's
That
Kentucky
Kentucky Georgia
Georgia.
game.
That was a weird game. Oh, very
Kentucky
weird
fucked it.
game.
They could have won that game. They could not do anything on offense, man. It's like they were running the ball so well all game, but then when it came down to it, like down to when you can't run the ball and you have to pass, they just couldn't do it. It's very frustrating, but
Brock Vandagriff's just not a good quarterback. He's pretty fucking terrible.
props to, Georgia for finding the way to win, I suppose.
They
Uh,
always get away with one a year, and
they really do.
I don't think they're gonna have another bad game like that again. Like they might lose to Bama, like they might lose like to Texas, but
Yeah,
they're not gonna like lose to some bullshit team again. They're not
probably
gonna get that
not.
close.
Alabama blew Wisconsin's doors off. Ole Miss, Missouri looks very beatable. They almost lost to Boston College, and then they almost lost to Vanderbilt. So like that's either
Yeah,
Boston College is really good, very possible. Bill O'Brien's turned that team completely around. That's possible. Boston College is just good, but Vanderbilt, I don't know. I don't even think they have their starting quarterback. They got lucky that, oh, and then also Missouri's kicker did miss like 3 field goals. So like in reality, it probably shouldn't have been that close. But they also got lucky that Vanderbilt's kicker missed that one in OT to push it another one. So it's like,
they're on fraud alert for me.
for sure.
I don't think they're a fraud for sure, but they're on fraud alert
I think
for
so.
sure.
Poor fucking Kent State, man. They got beat like 71-0 against Tennessee, and then like last week they got beat like I want to say 56-0 by Penn State. Kent State's probably the worst team in college football, and then Florida State's probably right behind them. So,
Kent State's very bad.
we put Kent State and Florida State on the field. That game could be like 3-0 at the final. So, I this Oregon State game I thought was gonna be a lot closer. I kind of thought Oregon was gonna lose this game based off how they've been playing. So like this is what we needed to see from Oregon. If they keep this up, They should be good. They should be good.
Yeah, it's a good sign, it's a sign of life from Oregon that they hadn't really
Yeah.
showed the whole year. Um, Not a whole, there really wasn't a crazy amount of good games during this
OU
whole week.
Tulane game was good for a good while. You guys did pull away.
We like our defense played really good that game. Jackson played actually decent that game, but
Yeah.
obviously didn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
Yep. Notre Dame coming off that Northern Illinois loss, hanging
I
66 on
was very
Purdue.
impressed with that game.
Yeah, I was too. And then this week they just kind of like, I don't know,
The Memphis Florida State game, bro, I was
tragic.
literally in shock at the end of the. I think I texted you that. I was just like, bro, I'm in shock. Like, cause
We
like
suck.
like losing to Wake or not Wake Forest, Georgia Tech and Boston College was like,
Half time.
it kind of made sense, but I was
But
like Memphis,
Memphis,
like,
we scored 12 points.
let's see, Texas
How
Tech's just such a Jekyll and Hyde team. Like, I don't know about that.
A&M in Florida? Did you watch the game?
I was pretty impressed. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was pretty impressed with A&M. The little bit I saw of it. Um, I don't know about Florida because like, are they bad or is their schedule just fucking terrible?
I don't know. I thought Washington was going to win this game.
They're bad this
Was
year.
surprised by Washington State. I really
Washington
wish
is
I'd have
not
been able
good.
to watch this West Virginia Pitt game.
That was going to be my game of the week, like,
Yeah. I
because
I
that
like
was
both of
a
those
good
teams. That's a big rivalry. I think it's what's that, the backyard bowl or whatever.
backyard brawl or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
That's normally like a pretty good game. Uh,
Arkansas didn't play that good against UAB, which is kind of concerning.
that
Um,
quarterback is just so raw. Like he's very like I
I
don't
feel like
know.
he just needs another year. You know what I mean? Like,
He's very loose. Vanderbilt lost to Georgia State. That's embarrassing.
and then they almost beat fucking Missouri. That's just fucking weird. Like,
Dude, this season is kind of nuts. USF blew out Southern Miss. Southern Miss has our backup from last year, Tate Rodemaker.
yeah,
So
fuck him.
so glad to see them doing bad. Just fuck that guy. Toledo blew out Mississippi State. This was like a big deal because Toledo was like I think, double-digit point underdog in this game.
And Mississippi State was like with Jeff Lebby, you're thinking they're gonna be like all right, like not great, but like offensively especially.
Yeah,
Colorado
shit on.
State.
This
Did
was
you see?
supposed to be a good game.
I like the Shador at the end though, where he's talking shit to the Colorado State guy because the
I
Colorado
didn't
State guy was I don't know if you did you see the original interview of the Colorado State guy?
No, but like what I
He's
didn't
just
like
talking
was
hella shit. Like,
okay, so like the week before you get blown out by Nebraska, and then he's like leaving the fields like 2 minutes left in the game, like not even trying to hang around to even go talk to the other team. And then this week, like you actually win, and then like now you're gonna come out talking shit. Like, okay, I get the dude was talking shit, but like he did come to like try to shake your hand. Like that's kind of bitch made to me. Like,
the way the guy was talking shit, like I don't know, like I feel like the guy was talking shit on a personal level, like where he wasn't just talking shit on the field because he was just like, oh, all these Instagram followers and all this shit. Which,
yeah,
like, if I'm Shador, yeah, I might take that pretty fucking personally. I don't,
fair
I
enough.
just, how the fuck are you gonna talk shit when you got beat like 52-0 to Texas? Like, I don't know, get your priorities straight, Colorado State. Like,
Yeah,
but I mean, I just thought it was entertaining. It was just funny. Like they're like a WWE like type team. You know what I mean?
I just I just don't like Shador this year. His attitude's terrible.
Like I said, I think his leadership has not been very good this
It's
year.
abysmal. If I'm an NFL team, I don't give a shit if I got the number one pick. I'm not taking him. I
You
would
can't
take
you can't throw your teammates under the
I
bus.
would take Travis Hunter over him.
Oh, absolutely.
So like if I'm an NFL team, I'm picking a different quarterback. Like he's got all the fucking skill in the world, but he has I don't know if he just needs some more years under his belt. He just seems very childish.
One, he's spoiled. You know what I mean? His dad is a multi-millionaire. Like
Yeah.
I just don't see you growing up to be like super humble. I guess we could jump forward and look at next week and then kind of end the episode after that. Um,
Friday night, Virginia
I'm
Tech
glad
at
Miami
Miami.
Virginia Tech's on Friday.
It's
Like
a Friday game. Miami is on. I think Miami's on upset alert. Miami it does not have a home.
They don't have a home field advantage.
That this is not a home. That Virginia Tech might have more fans in this game. Very possible. It is Friday night. It's at 6:30. Like this is a trap in the making. Uh, Imagine if this was at Virginia Tech, I would say Miami probably loses, but a normal Miami team would lose this game. But
Tickets as low as 28 is fucking crazy to me.
can Cam Ward show up on the Trap Friday game and squeak this win out? It could be close, but they could also come out and just blow Virginia Tech. If they just come out and blow Virginia Tech out, cool. They're a good team.
I would say upset alert.
Like they are a good team, but I'm putting an upset on this. I think Rutgers wins this game for sure.
Yeah, I like the
I think
running
they
back a
beat the
lot.
shit out of Washington. So we got Ole Miss's first true test of the year at 11 o'clock. This 11 o'clock slate looks pretty stacked, honestly.
Kansas.
Michigan, Minnesota is not going to be good. This could be
That's
a
probably what I'll tune into. I would say.
these two games. Ole
Probably
Miss.
probably mostly Kansas State, Oklahoma State.
I do
But
like
I'll
BYU
start out with Ole
Baylor.
Miss, Kentucky. All these games look great. Like I like all four of them, honestly.
Northern Illinois, NC State could be interesting.
I'm so pissed Northern Illinois lost last
Yeah, me
weekend
too.
because they were kind of the team I was rooting for. Like aside from OU.
Yeah, you got Navy UAB if you're interested in looking at the number one QBR quarterback in the country at Navy. USF and Tulane is a sneaky good game. You got these two, like I said, South Florida only has lost to Miami and Alabama. So like they could potentially be that group of five champion. And then you got Tulane, is one of those favored teams to win the group of five. This could be a great game. $2 tickets. If I'm in Louisiana, I'm going to this game.
Oh fuck yeah,
Um, USC is they should blow out Wisconsin. Louisville at Notre
that's
Dame.
a good game.
It's on fucking Peacock too.
Oh
It's
fuck off! I hate that
disgusting.
shit.
So,
Well, so much for watching that shit.
yeah, be checking ESPN for that. But this should be a good game. Seeing
Oh yeah, I wasn't
OU's
gonna
new
watch that anyway
backup.
because OU plays at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
So
Arkansas A&M's solid as well too. Arkansas, are they undefeated? No,
no, they
they lost to
lost.
OSU
Yeah,
somehow. They let them come back on them, but I like Arkansas a lot. I hate A&M.
that's
Uh,
talking to one of my friends that's an A&M fan. Arkansas, aside from Texas, that's their other big ass rivalry.
right.
So I would not be surprised if Arkansas came out with the win.
Yeah, I like Arkansas a lot. Colorado at UCF. I hope UCF wins this game. I think they should, but this could be a shootout. Look at this take, $122. Is there anything else up here so far? No, this is outselling. Somehow this game's 108. But
Colorado UCF is gonna be a fucking shootout.
I think so, yeah. I like it. I don't know if I would take like UCF for the spread, but I'm gonna take UCF money line here. Who is their quarterback?
UCF is K2 Jefferson.
Oh, Colorado's cooked.
Like he's gonna cook them.
Damn.
They're a good team. I
Yeah,
like
the
them a lot.
schedule's slightly rough.
So I think that's gonna be
Um,
like a 50-50, like 50-50 points. You know what I mean? Like 55. Like
yeah.
Liberty still got a solid quarterback
Yeah, it's a low-key solid matchup.
with Salter. Um,
Duke blow North Carolina out.
that's a basketball rivalry. Texas is beating the dog shit out of Mississippi State.
Ohio State, Michigan State, probably.
Slight upset alert though. I would say
I doubt it.
I like Childs at Michigan State and I like the coach. But probably yeah, it's probably Ohio
You got
State.
the heavyweight matchup of the schedule right along with upset fucking City and Illinois, Penn State. Like this 6:30 lineup is fucking stacked. These two games are crazy. Like this game's gonna be like 14-17 probably. Like Penn State's offense sucks. Illinois' offense is probably because and then Penn State has a good defense. Illinois has a good defense.
I'm gonna be fucking hype if Illinois wins, honestly. I'm gonna be
Oh, me
pretty fucking
too.
hype.
Yeah, these two games are gonna be crazy. Um,
But you will be
South
watching Florida
Alabama,
State.
LSU's on upset alert. South Alabama is the team that
Hmm.
they've been fucking blowing people's doors off the last 2 weeks. So, South
What if they
Alabama
just
could
beat the shit out of LSU? That'd be
somehow
fucking
they lost to
crazy.
Ohio and North Texas, but then they also came and blown these two teams out. So if they can harness this offense, because LSU has no defense, uh, upset alert LSU. I might take the plus spread for South Alabama. It could be
Hmm.
it's like 20, 30 plus points. I'm taking it. I'm taking the spread for SMU. I think they beat us by 17 at least. It's gonna be a bloodbath. I'm curious to see how Boise State plays. These two games here
I would not
are
be surprised
intriguing.
if Arizona kind of had like one of those little bounce back upset, like
Yeah.
surprise games.
Same with UCLA too, but I don't think so, but they could potentially beat Oregon.
UCLA, they're playing. I could click on UCLA. I think they played somebody pretty close recently that was surprised. LSU, they hung with them. Like if you look at like the box, like it was like 17-17 for a while. Um,
Going into the
s-
third. One
yeah,
score
like
going into the fourth quarter.
so. I mean, like I just think that speaks more on how bad LSU is than it does on how
Yeah.
good UCLA is. I
It's
still, I love UCLA. I hope they recover from
it's a
Chip
stacked
Kelly.
weekend kind of like there's some crazy games, some crazy matchups. There's a lot in like almost every time slot that like you can kind of like look for. You want to see some blowouts, you want to see some potential upsets, there's some heavyweight games. You're getting a little bit of everything.
I'm glad OU's playing not during all these crazy games because I hate when they play at the same time as like
Yeah.
a big ass because obviously you're gonna watch your team over like any other team.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to watch my team get blown out. I
You
would I would rather watch the Alabama Georgia game.
start the game and see
I would
where y'all
rather
are.
watch fucking South Alabama and LSU, which is I would rather watch that than watch us getting our shit beat in.
That's the kind of season,
If we win, boy, I'm gonna be on here talking some shit if we win. But yeah, if we lose, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna be
No,
heated.
we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a whole ass episode
A whole a
basically.
whole a whole hour of me just going in how we should fire everybody. And I swear to God, if DJ's walking off this field, I'm gonna be sick. Man better be in a stretcher. I'm praying on that man's downfall. There
Uh,
ain't very many people I hate in life, and DJ's on the list.
I mean it's been a rough year. It's been that kind of year where you're feeling some anger. But yeah, guys, that's kind of end of this episode. Uh, we'll see how these games go. Let us know in the comments. Subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch y'all next week after this crazy weekend, and let you know what we think. So we'll catch y'all next time. Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.